guys, welcome once again to the Save Continue podcast. My name is Ryan Robinson. With me as always, Tom Shelby.
Hello.
There's Shanae Howard over there.
What's up?
And back by popular demand, James Sandusky.
Howdy.
Sorry if someone's cut off on the ends. It doesn't appear that way from the viewfinder, but we'll see.
You know, typically, Tom, when you tell us to scoot in, we're already pretty good. So I think by default now we should be fine.
Okay.
I think we're okay.
You say so.
I think that I'm going to make a judgment call this time. And I think we're all right. Sandy, it's been, how long? A few weeks since I last saw you?
I think so.
What have you been up to?
Doing a lot of traveling.
Yeah?
And
Are you an important businessman now?
no, I'm traveling
To become important.
to get an important job.
Sure.
For a police department.
Yeah.
Other than that, just working and playing a buttload of games.
What's in that buttload?
Started and finished Edith Finch last night.
Yeah. Did you cry a little bit?
Almost.
I almost cried too.
Yeah, it was just towards the end. It's just because all the family members that you see dying in there, I was just like, crap.
Yeah.
I've already had 2 family members die, so this isn't a good game to play right now.
Too close to home.
The baby was sad.
What?
Yeah.
The baby.
Oh,
Baby
no.
in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Hot water burn baby.
Sure.
Then, let's see, what else have I done? I picked Elder Scrolls.
You'll get that joke if you listen to Adam Sandler records in the 90s.
Go on, James.
Started Elder Scrolls Online back up today.
Why did you do that?
For Morrowind.
Is that what you did it for?
Well, yeah, I want to go through Morrowind again,
Yeah.
and then they put out the.
Are you playing that game by yourself?
Yeah.
Is that game playable alone?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Tom's funny.
I've started Yakuza 0 because I want to get that done before Kiwami 2 comes out, so I can just play them all in order.
Right. Are you gonna play all of them?
Oh yeah, I've got all of them except for number 2.
Yeah.
So I want to do them in sequential order so that way
Sure.
the story makes sense.
Right.
Picked up Neo again to do all that DLC campaign stuff,
Yeah.
and that's super duper hard.
Mr. Neo Platinum over here.
Right.
It's
What are you doing?
It's way harder than
Ryan, you ever Platinum a Souls game?
No. No. I go through them once.
Kind of embarrassed. I know you know.
Well, you know, there are other reasons to be embarrassed to know me. I don't think that's one of them. How long did that Neo Platinum take you? 46 hours.
No,
About 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't know how long.
Has that game been out that long?
No, I have no idea.
So.
No, because I started it. I was real sick from work with asthma,
Sure.
and I just laid out on the couch for like a week and just focused on that. So I don't know how many hours technically I put in.
With 4 of us here, I feel like this is a Comic-Con panel.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Comic-Con, Tom?
No. Mm-mm.
I think we could.
Not like the real Comic-Con. No.
Sure.
Been like these local knockoff Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alamo City's getting big now.
Sure.
They had Sex Machine a couple times. You know who that is?
Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay. You know who that is, Sandy?
No.
Dust Till Dawn. Come on, Sex Machine!
You don't know? You ever saw Dust Till Dawn? You don't know who Sex Machine is?
I've seen it once.
The guy with the belt buckle that looks like a wiener, but it's a revolver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sex Machine.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about,
I
but
saw
I have
that.
a great mental image now.
Well,
Well, it's like the, it's the balls
Jesus.
and then
it's slightly before your
we're
time.
having
Shanae.
suicidal Waluigi.
It's slightly before your time, so you probably wouldn't get that reference. But, yeah, so, Sandy, I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad you're playing so many games. I'm glad you got to play Edith Finch. Although I do think my personal favorite in Edith Finch was the Tales from the Crypt part.
Molly.
Yeah, I like that part a lot. But it's also because I like Tales from the Crypt a lot.
The comic?
No. I like the show.
Do you like Demon Knight with, what's his face from Dennis Miller?
Mmm.
Or sorry, not Demon Knight.
That's Bordello of Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bordello
Bordello
of
of Blood.
I didn't see that movie. I was too young to watch it.
You're not
Sandy.
missing much.
You're not. It's just cheap.
What, is it about vampires?
Yeah, vampires. Corey Feldman's in it.
I like Corey Feldman.
Um,
Not really big on Dennis Miller.
I read his biography. It's called Choreography.
Oh, I love it. That's so good. If you're gonna have the name, it's.
Sure.
I approve these choices. Oh man, I want to shake his hand now.
Tom, what have you been up to?
Not too much. Been playing a little bit of Street Fighter. Very slowly ranking up.
Wait, hold on. What's going on with the rivalry betwixt you two? What's going on with that?
I whooped up on him a few days ago.
Sure.
But what we need to do is play like a good dozen or so matches where we only play as our mains.
Yeah.
And no talking, because that's distracting.
Were you
Okay.
Were you talk? Oh, you got inside his head. That's
We
what
were
happened.
talking over Discord this time.
Okay.
But yeah, I was telling Tanae, I'm slowly going up in rank, but like, it feels so much slower than Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4, I feel like I was getting higher and higher, faster and faster.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's just because this is better at, like, whatever algorithm they have is better at setting people up or what.
Right.
But I do feel like I'm pretty evenly matched with people.
Right. But did you feel that wasn't the case before?
No, I felt like I was stomping people before,
Damn.
And now I feel like I'm pretty evenly matched, and my, win-loss ratio mirrors that.
I saw you win today when I first came.
You did, yeah.
Tom, who's your main?
Right now I'm maining Cammy, who I've never really mained before, and then a little bit of Chun-Li.
Okay.
Some fun in the Chun.
Sure. Sure.
But they've really changed the way both of those characters work in this game, and I like them a lot.
Right on.
Yeah.
Who's your main, Sandy?
Akuma.
I heard
And
you're
then,
not bad with him.
Yeah, he's good with Akuma.
Yeah, it's Akuma and Guile right now until they bring Cody back.
Sure.
And then behind you, I've been playing a little bit of Killer 7.
Yeah.
And illegally downloaded Drakengard 1 and 2.
Have you played them yet?
No.
You want to play 3?
You just downloaded them for the
Yeah,
thrill?
I'm going to play these first. I know 3 goes before 1.
Oh, yeah, because I'll give you 3.
Yeah.
Before, if I end up
Sure.
leaving, I'll just give it to you.
Why did they do it like that?
What?
Like 3 before 1. Why do they?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Tom, is that what you've been playing mostly, a Street Fighter?
Yeah, mostly Street Fighter.
We still need to get on that Marvel versus Capcom. Was it last weekend when we sat down and you kind of laid down the basics of like the basic combo structure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that has me more interested in.
We're going to bring you into the dojo, Ryan.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tommy's dojo.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Spider-Man's dojo.
Are you gonna?
You like that?
Yeah.
You like Spider-Man's dojo?
I like Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
Also, Berto plays that, or he did, right?
What?
MVC3.
Oh yeah,
So we should play with him too.
yeah.
Ghost Rider, Phoenix Wright.
He used to go to
And-
little local competitions for it, and
Did he ever win?
yeah, he won some, he lost some.
Sure.
Did he win money?
So it was at this like pool hall that they had them at, and all the players got drink tickets, but none of them were drinking because they were playing. So I took all the drink tickets. So he played and I got drunk. So I don't know if he won, but I feel like he did because he's a winner to me.
Sure. I mean, anybody who's feeding you free drinks is a winner.
Yeah. That's what winners do.
James proved that tonight.
Yep.
Mhm.
Is that what you did?
Well, he brought me a little bit of whiskey.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's really thoughtful of you, Sandy. Appreciate that on Tom's behalf.
Well, I'm not gonna drink it.
Oh.
Well, that and I can't. I'm not gonna move.
Because you're trying to join the law. You gotta stay clean.
No, I'm not a drinker anymore.
Yeah.
I had 2 beers the other day at my friend's house, and I was like, ugh.
I'm drinking less and less these days, but I appreciate a good whiskey.
I'm drinking more and more.
Sure.
'Cause I gotta keep my senses sharp, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta stay on top of the game.
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
I'm drinking more at home and less outside.
That's probably good.
I do all my drinking outside, on the balcony.
But yeah, Killer 7 holds up. Still plays
Like
really
thematically, mechanically. What are we talking
well.
about?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gameplay wise, it's still just fine. There's no problem with it, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's weird for sure.
What was that version that
But-
we couldn't get to work? Was it the GameCube one?
Yeah, so the GameCube emulation for that game is not great,
Yeah.
which is why I downloaded this PS2 emulator. By the way, all these games that I'm playing is just because you cannot purchase them.
If you were to purchase them,
in a
the
way
money's
that-
not going to the developer.
in a way
or
that pays the
publisher.
publisher, right?
So, I mean, at this point, buying them is no different than,
sure.
you know. Yeah, I was really excited when we were gonna do that GameCube Let's Play,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna get it to work. And at first we were like, is our aim just bad or is it just not working?
Specifically GameCube emulation.
Yeah. It's weird because every other aspect of the game seemed to work.
Mhm.
So it was hard to figure it out. You been playing anything besides Street Fighter, Tom?
That's it, man. Just those.
No.
Yeah.
Shanae, what's up?
Kingdom Hearts 2, almost done with it.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
That's a long game.
Yeah.
It is a long game.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out soon,
Yeah,
according to Target.
I might be running out of Kingdom Hearts before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out.
Well, did anybody check? Is the first a Tuesday or a Friday?
I didn't check.
I can check that right now.
It's a Tuesday. My brain tells me it's a Tuesday. Faster, Shanae.
Faster.
November 1st is a Thursday.
So that's not likely the release date.
No.
It happens, but mostly from Nintendo, not really anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be on Switch. So
Didn't that Labo shit come out?
20th, pretty soon. We're
Yeah.
going to be playing with it.
Yeah. I'll put that shit together. That looks so much fun.
Lava does look super fun.
We're going to have a special little Labo video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gotten most of the side quests done, but
Tommy's Laboratory.
Sure.
on Kingdom Hearts 2, but I'm like all the side missions, which are different. I'm gonna do them after I beat the game.
Shanae, just finish the game.
Yeah, just Critical Path.
Have you done Atlantica's sing-along stories?
Yeah, of course I have, because I'm doing all of the things.
Oh, God.
They so bad.
What do you
Like-
mean bad? What's bad about it?
It's a quick time event,
Okay. You don't
but
like those?
But with rhythm to it.
So,
it's a rhythm quick time event. Yes.
Like Elite Beat
And
Agents.
and someone can tell me wrong that I'm wrong about this, and maybe I am just that bad at quick time events. But it feels like the quick time event changes speed based on the rhythm of the game. Because some of them I do excellent, and then other points in the song I just like even replaying it I just do bad.
You've said on the show many times that your rhythm is not fantastic.
I'm not good at rhythm games now, but normally I'm pretty okay with like quick time events.
Yeah.
It sounds more like a rhythm game than a quick time event, if I'm being honest.
Well, it's like you have like the button you're supposed to press in the
See,
middle.
there's a note highway.
Okay.
No.
and it's like a circle going.
It sounds like
around.
Elite Beat Agents.
Elite Beat Agents is kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
Bring that back, Nintendo.
Yeah. Hey, Shanae, you ever play that Elite Beat Agents?
I don't think so. No.
So good.
It's a rhythm game from the original DS.
You ever play Rhythm Heaven?
Yes.
Same guys.
Yeah, I wasn't good at it.
It's about a bunch of guys in suits who are trying to save the world through song.
That's a nice message.
Yeah. The only song that I remember from that game is Highway Star by Deep Purple. Which is a good song. Hey, Ryan, what have you been up to? Glad you asked. So, play more Mad Max.
Nice.
I was watching you play it the other day.
Yeah. I have a lot of fun with that game. I overcame a really difficult challenge the other day. One of the trophies that what I was trying to get was finish a bomb run with any car or whatever. And bomb runs are these races that you have to do where there's a bomb under your car. And you have to get to the finish line before the other cars wreck you or the bomb explodes. And I sat in front of my TV for about 4 hours, doing that over and over and over again. And I got really close to the point where I was like, you know, maybe this just isn't gonna happen. But then I gave it one more shot, and I got it, and I was really excited about it.
Congrats, man.
Thanks.
I had one trophy left on the fuck is that? Sound Shapes?
Mm-hmm.
And Sound Shapes trophies stack. So if you earn them on PS3 and load up that game on Vita, you get a whole new set of trophies. And you load that game up on PS4, you get a whole new set of trophies. So essentially you get 3 platinums for the price of 1.
Right.
One fucking trophy that I just can't get. Some fucking Beck song.
Yeah, I remember when we were living together, I watched you do that a couple of times, and you were
Yeah.
always really close, and just wouldn't happen.
Same thing, Killing Floor, 1 trophy away from that platinum.
It's a multiplayer trophy though, which I hate multiplayer trophies.
I wouldn't mind it. I just feel like it's not balanced. Like that specific mode isn't balanced.
And I wonder if since then it's gotten any different.
I'm sure it has.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate multiplayer trophies. That's why I wanted to do Far Cry 4, but a bunch of those trophies are multiplayer trophies. And
I've got it on PS4. If you want to do it, I'll team up with you.
There you go.
that's really nice of you, Sandy. I think I can go back and do that. Yeah, that's another game that I'd like to go back to. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about Far Cry 5, and I don't know. It sounds okay, but I kind of
Sounds great.
yeah. I don't know. I guess the way I keep hearing it being described. I feel like I'm not as into it as a lot of other people. But maybe if I sit down and play it, that'll change.
The only thing I don't like is how frequently you get drugged. But just contextually, it's
I
kinda
wonder
dumb.
if
It reminds me of like
wonder
all
if-
my circuits, like how there's fucking explosive amnesia all the time.
acting talent.
Yeah, like it reminds me of that, which is just silly.
I wonder if that's worse than Far Cry 2 malaria.
Mm. But at the same time, like I don't necessarily play Far Cry for a story,
Sure.
So
And it seems like it's like because the other Far Cries are like I should say Far Cries 3 and 4 were focused a lot on stealth, and this seems like more about open combat. There is like stealth elements there, but it doesn't encourage it as much as the other ones. Actually, and also I went back and played Blood Dragon 2. That game's awesome.
Blood Dragon's good and short.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that game. And then I played a little bit more Vermintide 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that game's for me anymore.
Why?
I don't know. It's just
Did it get too popular since it hit that 1 million mark?
1
Yeah.
million's nothing for a game like that.
Yeah.
1 million small beans.
I don't know what it is. I guess the loop isn't like the gameplay isn't like as engaging for me as it was initially.
It's funny to me because like I know how much you enjoyed Left 4 Dead 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to there. There's no progression there.
I think that
At all,
I think that what I liked most about Left 4 Dead is how much I played with my friends.
Sure.
And I'm playing Vermintide with 0 friends.
There you go.
And I think that if I were playing, because a lot of the enjoyment that I derived from Killing Floor 2 is playing with you and our other friends.
Sure.
And so with that component gone, I don't really play Killing Floor 2 anymore, and by extension, I'm not really playing Vermintide 2 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that game would be fun if I had like a dedicated group of friends to play it with, but I can't imagine that ever being the case.
Sure, you have a Discord you can jump on.
Yeah, I don't want to make new friends though. I'm 33 years old. I don't have any more room for new friends.
Okay.
That's about it though. And mostly spending all my money on records. More money than I probably should. But I'm happy with it, I bought...
Money's temporary.
Yeah, money's temporary. Music is forever, right? Music is the weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought like 2 records today.
If you're an elite
Feeling good
meat
about
agent,
that.
you think music can save the world.
Well, it actually can. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been up to. What's our time at? I can't see that. Sandy, can you see that?
We don't have time for some trivia that Tom has prepared this week.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. I bet Sandy's gonna get it. Sandy knows more about video games than I feel like I ever will.
So in 2002, EA released The Sims Online, which was an MMO version of The Sims.
Right.
In 2007, it was rebranded as what?
Does it still have The Sims in the name?
No.
Okay.
This was directly to compete with Second Life.
Was it still Sim? Well, okay. So it was the same game but rebranded.
Yeah.
Okay. And they took the Sims brand off of it.
Correct.
Okay. I have no idea.
My guess was going to be Second Life, but I was like,
That would have been a good guess.
But...
Probably doesn't have as many penises as Second Life does, though.
James, anything?
I have.
The Matrix Online.
VR
Yes! No.
VR Life.
No, I haven't played any Sims beyond the original one.
So get ready for a really horrible game name. EA Land.
What?
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 Mhm. 2007, The Sims Online changed to EA Land.
How long did that last?
Less than a year.
I was like, not
Sure.
long.
Game went for 5 years. They rebranded and it died.
I wonder.
Why would they think that to compete with Second Life, they had to take the Sims out of the title?
Well, no, The Sims Online was made to compete with Second Life.
You guys remember PlayStation Home?
I do, yeah.
Um,
I think it was a very good concept. Just didn't catch on.
why do you think that is?
Well, that was around when PlayStation 3 was very, very much being beaten in the console race. There were not a lot of PS3 owners then.
Yeah.
PS3 eventually outsold Xbox 360, but it took a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was really, conceptually, I was really excited leading up to that. And then I actually got into it and I was just like,
There's also all sorts of weird shit like that, like Nier for Vita, which they killed that. No one was ever quite sure how to use it.
What
I
was
love
it?
PlayStation. I wasn't quite sure. It's similar to like 3DS, like Street Pass type thing,
Okay.
but it's very, very confusing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What did it do? Did it like do the same stuff?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, and I don't know anybody that can explain it to me well either. Like
How many other Vita owners do you know?
several.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would
but
you say
Nier
more-
is
would you
gone
say
though.
more
They got
than
rid of
10?
it. Oh yeah, easily.
Oh,
Yeah.
You are.
15.
Wait. Sinead, do you own a Vita?
No.
Sandy, do you own one?
No.
Okay, then Tom, you are one of 2 Vita owners that I know.
Corey has one.
Okay, one of 3. I remember there was a point where I had a wad of cash, and I was ready to buy a Vita.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like I went out. I left the house that day specifically to buy one, and I couldn't find one anywhere. So I spent the money, and then I decided that
Couldn't wait to order one.
I was tempted about 2 weeks ago.
can't order stuff online with cash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think it's a good platform to buy. Like,
Were you tempted to buy one 2 weeks ago or what?
Yeah, Game Over had a 25% off all used consoles.
yeah.
And I was like,
How much would the Vita have been?
120.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean,
That's not
you're gonna
bad.
spend a lot of money on the proprietary memory, but
Yeah.
you know,
It's a good thing.
I mean, there are still new games coming out for it.
Not many, but yeah, still some.
Yeah.
You can't. Is it possible to hook that some bitch up to an external hard drive? Does it have any ports for that?
No.
You might be able to jerry rig something.
Maybe.
Mm.
I mean, if you were that much of a tinkerer, but
With how heavily the PSP was hacked,
yeah,
Sony made damn sure that this thing was very hard to hack,
yeah.
and it still is quite hard to mess with.
Well,
And you can, people have,
Yeah.
but it's not.
it's the time investment versus benefit is probably really imbalanced.
Well, I mean, compared to PSP, where people bought that specifically to emulate things,
Right.
You know, but
Well, so it goes.
Mm.
What are we talking about today?
boners.
Cool.
Well, I had an idea. I brought it up. I had 2 ideas that I brought up to y'all before. One was I told you about it, the gaming magazines.
Oh yeah,
And the other one,
Game Pro is the best magazine of all time.
false,
Nintendo
Sure.
Power was.
false.
Are you still recording right now?
Tips and Tricks.
Oh, I forgot about Tips
Tips and Tricks was. That's correct.
Yeah, Tips and Tricks is the best gaming magazine of all time.
I was thinking that there's either that one or one. It popped into my mind for 2 reasons. One, because I saw.
Game Fan.
No, it was
EGM.
actually. No, I don't think it was that, but it was places I saw had been doing like their top.
Oh, top
100s,
100 and all that.
But instead of doing that, doing like what we consider like instead of like the best games of all time, the worst games of all time,
Oh, I know them.
and especially
Bound by Flame,
Sure.
Hatred.
Mind Jack,
Sure.
Ian's Eyes.
Ian's Eyes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's worse, Ian's Eyes or Bound by Flame?
Bound by Flame. No, Ian's Eyes. Ian's Eyes is worse.
I was like, man, I need to try this Bound by Flame.
I should do a procedural generation on Ian's Eyes.
I forgot about Ian's Eyes.
Yeah. Thanks, Sandy.
Okay, well, how about this? Let's take our break. We'll come back. We'll do Sinead's thing. We'll come back. We'll do James's thing.
Okay. That
Good?
sounds like a good bet.
Okay.
We'll be right back after a message from our sponsor.
We're back. We're refreshed.
Tom and I are drinking whiskey.
Sinead Howard, ladies and gentlemen.
Sinead Howard. And then we need the house band to play her on stage.
Sure.
So I talked about it in the news. It was one of my stories for Ryan. About Billy Mitchell losing his all of his records with Twin Galaxies after it came out that he used an emulator.
Walter
that they
Day,
made.
right?
Yeah. He's
James? Walter Day?
I don't know what the.
He does all the official bookkeeping and stuff for Twin Galaxies.
I thought it was a couple people that were in charge of it, but you might be right.
Well, he's the face, that's for damn sure. He's the guy you always see in the referee shirt,
Yeah.
like since the 70s.
Oh yeah, because he's the one that got kicked out of there and then like stripped from all the stuff because wasn't he like doing
No,
something wrong?
he's still doing it.
Then there's
We're
somebody.
Facebook buddies.
There's somebody that got one of Billy's records. I saw like King of Kong's like documentary thing
Mm.
where that
Walter
guy,
Day is not like, he does not compete. He just,
No, the guy that took one of Billy's records and was the only person to like watch it, but then Twin Galaxies kept like Billy's records on there, even though that guy got fired from Twin Galaxies, but they kept his record on there, but he was the only person to see it. And there wasn't any video proof of it.
yeah, not the same person.
Okay.
Have y'all seen Adventure or Regular Show
Yes.
where they have the episode where it's making fun of Billy Mitchell with the Donkey Kong
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I saw that one.
breaking bones or broken bones?
I love Gov now.
I need to watch it regular show. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Sinead, what console do they play on regular show?
They do like a made up one.
No, it's not made up.
Oh.
What do they play?
Well, I know that their home console one is like a made up
No,
one.
it's not. It's a Sega Master System.
Did they call it that in the show?
No, but that is what it is.
You just look at
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Well, the more you know.
Sure.
I have a fun fact about Kirby.
Do you? Oh boy.
What is it, Sinead? What's that fun fact? Is it one that you spouted 1,000 times?
Is it don't go to the corners?
Inside joke, you see. We were having trouble on a stream once.
Yeah. And Sandy did nothing to help us. So.
But yeah, I just want to talk about like basically if y'all know any fun records, and also just like basically with there are like things that are like websites, like I think one's the Record Setter, where you can just send in a video and then they'll just post it as like these things happen. And they're normally like small stupid stuff, but you can say you hold a record for it.
Video is hard too because a lot of people don't count that as actual evidence because it can be easily doctored.
Yes, which
But,
Billy Mitchell's was.
Right.
Like,
But yeah, I mean, you called it before we started this. Tetris, Jonas Neubauer, it's fucking awesome. I still watch his stuff.
I was watching Jonas Neubauer a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, every year. I mean, he doesn't win every year, but for the past several years, he's been winning, and it's just phenomenal. It's really good stuff.
Yeah. I'll admit I don't know any video game records because I guess I just don't really keep up with that stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't really like records and like speed runs and all that stuff. It like doesn't really appeal to me. But I do. I mean, it's interesting when I hear about it, but I don't actively seek it out.
Sure.
yeah, I know I read a bunch of them, but I looked up a couple before we started filming. One of them, I think that you will enjoy. The first video game played in space was Tetris by a cosmonaut.
Are you joking right now?
No,
No, that's actually real.
No,
No,
I know
no,
that's
Tom knows it's
real,
real. It's
but
just-
I
it's-
presented that as trivia
Yeah,
like
that's
a
why it's
month or
funny.
two ago.
I don't remember our trivia because I never win it.
That was our trivia question
no,
like
I
a few
didn't
shows
know
back.
Now I feel like
Yeah,
an
because
asshole.
Ryan
Yeah.
won that one.
Yeah, I won it.
Yeah.
Me.
I thought you were just
Yeah.
fucking with me.
Any trivia, you can just say, "Oh, Ryan won that."
You've
That's not
won
true.
before.
You won by default when I couldn't guess it. So there's that.
Sure. Yeah,
That's
I
a
thought you were
hollow
just messing with me.
That's a hollow victory. No, the Kirby thing and the Pac-Man thing is always messing with you.
Mhm.
Not that. That was just egg on my face. My embarrassment.
Sure. We're gonna cut that part out and put it up as its own separate clip.
Yeah, that's gonna be your procedure.
Your first one.
Your first procedural generation will be that.
Aww.
We'll upload it for you.
Thanks.
Sure.
Thanks.
What do you got? Some records in your notebook there?
I just have a couple. I figured y'all would have at least more than one.
I mean, I've got like, the whole Jonas Neubauer thing. He does hold records. I couldn't tell you the specific records, but I can tell he's been the Tetris champion for a long time now. And like that's more of what I've followed is like Daigo Umihara, people like that, Justin Wong, but
Like what kind of because I'm those names just they mean Street Fighter to me.
they're professional Street Fighter players. For
like-
a long time,
like-
they were back and forth like rivals and
Like what kind of records are we talking about? Like
just winning championships.
Okay.
More so in like the Third Strike days, but
Okay.
like everybody knows, Moment 37. That was Daigo versus Justin Wong.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really impressive stuff.
that's a good moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, still it's very impressive.
So, so the other ones I have is the fastest completion of Fire Red on Game Boy Advance was 53 minutes.
That's really fast.
Yeah, I heard that recently, and it was not like. I guess there's something that you can skip, but they weren't skipping it. They were actually going through it. I don't remember what it was, so I don't know enough about Pokemon.
I don't know what you can skip in those
Yeah.
games.
How is that even possible?
Exactly.
Like,
I feel that way about most speedruns. I'm like, just fuck you.
Well, I mean, do you know if that's glitchless or not?
yeah, because there's a lot of games I've seen where they've done speedruns, but they're manipulating glitches to get through
You
it.
seen the Prey speedrun that came out like the week that game came out?
No, I've
So
seen
crazy.
I've seen some Mario 64 ones where they're like glitching through
Mhm.
walls and stuff. And I'm just like, that's not fair.
If it's in the game, it's not cheating, Sandy.
Well, they do different categories. We had a friend on a couple years ago who does speedruns, and she was talking to us about like there are speedruns with glitches, speedruns without glitches, speedruns that are 100%, speedruns that are any percent.
Yeah, because with the Billy Mitchell stuff, I know that he was using MAME,
Right.
which is the emulator for that stuff. And on Twin Galaxies, there are records for MAME and then also like
Sure.
the actual cabinet.
This is the
Shanae, what's MAME stand for?
That's a trivia question I would also not get.
memories after my exes, Shay.
Multiple arcade machine emulator.
But the problem with that was that he wasn't presenting them as such.
Sure.
He misrepresented himself, which was the problem.
That hair though.
It's real good hair.
Did you see these pictures of him in the 70s?
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, still good hair.
Yeah.
Still good hair and stash.
Sorry.
It's all right, man.
Jesus
Sorry.
It's all
Christ,
right, man. It's all
Tony.
right. It's all right. Is that a phone call?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Who
I mean,
is
you're
it?
popular. Don't worry about who it is, Shanae. That's Tom's business.
It was your mom.
Sure.
Oh. I hope she's doing
Rhonda
alright.
Howard.
I hope she's doing alright.
Help me, Rhonda.
She hates that song.
Sure.
But
Is her name Rhonda?
and then for like a silly one, most 64 cartridges held in one hand. 10.
Okay.
That's it. 10.
Well, I mean, how big? Well, those. Okay. How big does your hand have to be to hold 10 in the first
Like,
place?
does it have to be like you're actually touching all of them?
Yes.
Or can
it's
they
like-
be stacked?
No, it's like
Okay.
holding.
Okay, that's. Tom, you were probably thinking of stacked, huh?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I could do
stacked is
that.
different.
I feel like, sure. I feel like you have to have Andre the Giant size hands to hold 10, though. Because, like, how could. Like,
I mean, that's why it's a world record.
my hands are tiny, so I could probably hold, like, what's
That's
that?
a dumb record.
Like,
Right?
I got a good 3 right here,
Yeah.
I think.
All
That's
right.
a bad record.
We should make some bad records.
It's not even really gaming related.
It's
if you think
not.
about it. It just
Mm-mm.
I could hold this number of this object.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's do some bad records.
Okay.
How do
yeah.
you mean?
Let's make some bad records. Put it on some stuff.
Well, I mean, like,
Most Waluigi
like the-
figurines held in one hand.
Sure.
or the longest amount of time taken to finish a game. Just leave it sitting there for 3 years.
Someone probably already has his beat on that.
I'll have a 4-year-long slow run of Mario 1. Just leave the game on for 4 years.
You have to get a generator. Make sure.
I feel like it would be really hard to make an intentionally bad record, though. You know, because like it could be anything.
Yeah, that's why it wouldn't be that hard. We could just hold a
Oh,
bunch.
Justin Davis, who is an editor for IGN, he ran their mobile division for a long time. Now I'm not exactly sure what he does.
Mm-hmm.
At one point during the GameCube era, he held the world record for Super Monkey Ball.
What was
Oh,
the record?
nice.
I don't know.
Okay.
We could also win the record for most horse game related plays.
I don't know that we would hold that record though. Because you have to, because to my knowledge, we've only played one horse game.
Oh, we can just play more.
Okay.
Wasn't there some Barbie horse games?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I've talked about a Barbie racing ride. Thanks, Grandma.
Barbie Too Hot to Trot. Yeah.
I wish that's what
You
it
think
was
that's
called.
is that a no-tell-me too?
It could be.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Barbie racing ride, you like pet the horses and feed them apples.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically like having.
So
a
it's
boyfriend.
Nintendogs with racing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you also have to race through the fireflies.
Okay. Shanae, you got any more records in that sumbitch?
No, I told you I did it right before we started recording,
Okay.
so I had very few.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of more, but those are the only ones I can really think of off the top of my head.
I don't know. It's just records are always really impressive. Like, they're not always really impressive, but they're typically pretty impressive when I hear them. But
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always more of
I mean,
a competitive thing, watching
yeah.
pro players. Like, I'm fairly certain Optic Scumpy probably holds some sort of Call of Duty records, but I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you what. But
I mean, it'd be cool to know who has the most PlayStation trophies.
Yeah, but when I was
That'd be
looking
neat.
at records on the Guinness World Records website, I thought it was weird, but also kind of, I guess it makes sense. That Guitar Hero, Rock Band, all that. All those records are separated into male and female. But I guess it's like for hand size. Maybe it might be easier to get bigger hands.
No,
I
because
don't know. I knew this girl once who had huge hands.
yeah, Tom stopped seeing her because of how big her hands were.
Man hands is a real thing.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I got pretty large hands for a gal, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's like you said, trophies.
There was that Gamerscore guy who went on his honeymoon and lost the top spot.
Oh yeah.
For Xbox?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was a race for a while to see the first two of, was it 1 million?
Mm.
1 million gamer score.
Yeah. And it was down to like two guys, they're like neck and neck.
Yeah.
was Corey one of them?
No, because he was...
Gamerscore, not trophies.
Yeah. I think I saw on some website where you can look at all the players' trophies. For Canada, he's ranked like, I think, number 12 or number 6 on there.
I believe it.
There aren't a lot of PlayStations in Canada, so
They're illegal there.
yeah. So
Yeah, there is. Guinness doesn't really do a lot of like fun gaming ones.
They do. You
they
just
have
gotta-
they have a lot of them.
Like, they put out an annual book that is nothing but gaming records.
I
Yeah.
didn't see a lot of really fun ones though.
Yeah.
Not like cartridges
fact,
in
they
your
like-
hand.
It's like
Not
that,
like 10 cartridges in your hand.
It's like that Junko thing I did for trivia, like the most cosplayed video game character ever. Yeah.
Nightwolf, Mortal Kombat 3.
No, Junko, Danganronpa.
It's probably Nightwolf
Yeah.
or Raiden.
There's also, I saw a record for most video games owned, and it was like a little over 10,000.
Is that John Hancock?
I didn't see the name. I was scrolling through.
I bet it's John Hancock. You know John Hancock? No, I bet it's him.
Does he have like a documentary out on him or something?
He doesn't, but like his game room is very well documented and it is ridiculous. Yeah.
Are you jealous?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I am.
Now, are they complete?
Some
Or-
yes, some no. He has a lot of complete collections. Like, I want to say he has something like 30 complete console collections, but like not everything is complete. Yeah.
He just has them to have.
I'd have trouble naming 30 consoles. He's got like, you know, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Does he have it for like every part of the world? Like, does he have just complete?
Oh, every
like,
region? I don't know.
Yeah,
I couldn't
every
tell you.
region.
Ooh, that's a good.
I couldn't tell you. But yeah, YouTube John Hancock. He's got his own channel. and
Did he?
If he is not the record holder, I'd be very surprised.
Is there a reference to Philips CDI in there?
I'm sure there is. I mean, these are the guys like Metal Jesus and stuff like that who are collecting like N-Gage complete collections and super obscure stuff. As many separate Tetris consoles as they can get, like stuff like that, you know?
Separate Tetris consoles.
Yeah, so Tetris, there was a lot of Tetris consoles or Pong consoles where they were just one game,
Right.
you know? But
Actually, this thing is saying it's Michael Thomason, and
What's
it's
this
actually
thing?
10,607 titles.
there you go.
How many titles did you say?
10,607.
It doesn't seem like that much.
Yeah. That's a couple of houses worth of video games.
Considering that I'm sure my collection is close to 1,000. 10,000 doesn't seem like a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, mine's digital, but nevertheless, doesn't seem like much.
I mean, games is games.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, all games are digital if you think about it.
Sure.
I mean, well, with emulation out there, you know, all games is digital. I don't know. I would like to have a record, but I don't have. I'm too lazy for that. I don't think I'll ever hold a record of any kind.
I was playing Luminous the other day, and I was like, I wonder if I could do this. But there's no way.
Man, that's sort of a documentary right there.
There's no way.
What do you mean? You want to be the Luminous record holder?
I would like to beat a record for Luminous, not necessarily the record. Like, Kyle Bossman did a stream once a week last year for the entire year, where it was Bosman v. Wozniak, and it's him trying to beat Steve Wozniak's higher score in Tetris.
What do you? If there were,
I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
If there were a Luminous record that you would go after, which one would it be?
High score.
Okay.
What else is there really?
I've seen. I don't know who like first did it, but I've seen that there's. Don't know his name, but he streamed himself going from level 1 to level 99 in Kingdom Hearts 1 without leaving Destiny Islands, which is the starter world.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It is.
Doesn't sound fun to watch. Doesn't sound fun to play.
No.
Oh, but he did it.
Yeah.
I think it took him like 200.
That's like that
something
guy
hours.
who did like World of Warcraft 1 to 100 or something without leaving the starter area or some shit. Which
Yeah,
is
screw
like,
that.
Like why? You know.
I think he is now doing Kingdom Hearts 2 and doing the same thing.
I've been watching a lot of DJ Hero
Yeah.
recently
That's a fun game.
because
to
I love
watch.
that game.
I wonder if the DJ
And like
Hero
even the
records-
expert mode, like I feel like I can do the expert mode.
You think you can do it?
You know, I don't know that I can beat
have your-
anybody's record,
You
but
still
I
have
feel
your
like,
you still have your turntable?
yep.
Dude, we should. I mean, that'd be if you could do that, it would be really fun to watch you do that.
I want to do DJ Hero live stream.
Yeah.
Like 2 cameras, one on the table, one on me. I feel like that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like the thing
Would
about
you wear your headphones but like one ear off?
it's not a bad idea actually.
Yeah.
For something like that, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to hear it more so than we usually do when we stream games, right? Like usually we turn it all the way down or close to all the
Would
way
you
down.
also have like a flat bill hat?
I mean, I usually do.
Yeah,
And, like,
it's
some
it's
sort of
very rare
trendy
that he's not
t-shirt?
wearing one. I mean, at one
Did you
point,
say a train T-shirt?
trendy.
Oh,
At one point, Garbage Pail Kids was trendy.
sure.
So
They made that movie.
yeah. So
They were seamstresses.
that movie sold a lot of tickets. So
Yeah.
I think you could get good at DJ Hero and Expert. I've tried it.
I don't think I can get record-breaking good, but I think
Oh,
I can
sure.
get past expert mode.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of it is like it's they change up how like what kind of scratching you do. That's
Yeah.
what I've noticed.
Right, because like in normal, you can kind of do it however you want.
Yeah, but they
Whereas an
dictate the
expert-
direction of the scratch.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that would be fun to watch. Though I want to see you do that.
And the crossfade is a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like I've watched when I watch videos of people doing it playing that game on Expert, it's like always really awesome.
yeah.
That's one of the few rhythm games that I like to watch.
Dude, we need to get into that. What is it? Sound Voltex. I want that so bad.
Is that the lightsaber game?
No,
What's
that's
lightsaber game?
that's Beat Saber.
Beat Sabers.
Yeah, no, Sound
What
Voltex
is
it's a VR rhythm game where you're like hitting things with lightsabers. But Sound Voltex is a Japanese
They're not
rhythm
legally.
game.
They're not actually lightsabers.
Right, they are saber swords. Yeah,
They're
Saber
Beat
swords.
Sabers.
sure. Sound Voltex is a Japanese rhythm game, and you can play it here, but you have to import the controllers, and the controllers are like $300. You know, but I really want to play it. It looks super fun.
What is it?
Similar to DJ Hero, you've got like 4 buttons and then 2 like sub buttons underneath that, and then 2 dials up top, but very similar in gameplay.
I want to get good at that dancing game that I always see at anime conventions.
Dance
where
Dance
it's-
Revolution.
Where like you're using your arms to like.
Oh yeah.
Do
Sinead, you would eat it so bad. playing
I
that.
would.
What was the one? What was the Konami one
That was
that they did at the press conference, the infamous press
Oh
conference?
shit!
I want Sinead to do that.
What was
it was
that?
a Connect one.
Yeah, that was great.
Star Wars Connect.
No, I mean, Just Dance isn't Konami, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Then
No,
that-
no,
then
it's
that
not.
was
No.
it.
I was thinking Dance Dance Revolution. I think Just Dance is Ubisoft.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Wasn't there one Beat It?
I seem to recall Aisha Tyler pimping that a bit, so yeah,
Sure.
you're probably right.
That's probably why they asked her to stop doing the conferences.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like, if it's a whole machine, and you standing there like you're gonna get beamed up or something, and it's awesome. It looks awesome. Every time I see someone at it and that's good at it,
But you don't do rhythm games.
Yeah, you have no rhythm.
I might be able to flail my arms
you can't
around
feel the
in the
rhythm,
right
feel the-
way.
Sinead,
She's gonna go into rag.
what I would like to, the record that I would like to see you go after is I'd like to see you go after one of those Dance Dance Revolution records.
It's basically that
Mario
with
Mix?
my arms.
Yeah,
Mario Mix.
do Mario Mix, and you gotta be one of those people who uses both pads.
Dude, we need to get some Donkey Konga going.
Yeah,
I think I
that'd be
could
fun.
do that. I've played that before.
Yeah.
Actually, I would. One game that I would actually prefer is Taiko Drum Master.
Never played it.
Oh
Looks
man,
great,
that
though.
game is
Looks
so
great.
fucking cool.
Is that the one that was on that video that Abs put up where he was at that arcade?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like those big old Japanese drums.
No, I don't think it is.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's different.
Because I saw people playing that on that video. I was like, that looks so
Wait,
freaking cool.
finish describing it.
It's so
It's just like
it's those big Japanese drums and they're hitting that.
Yeah, that's
and then
Taiko
they're-
Drum Master.
Okay, that looked really cool.
That game's
Yeah,
really
there's
fun.
like
I love that game.
If you ever find like
Well, what was
a
the Dreamcast
Japanese
one?
arcade, they always have them.
Yeah, because
I'm trying to remember. Because Taiko Drum Master.
Well, there was somebody Amigo, but
because Taiko Drum Master came out on PlayStation.
yeah.
But I remember I played that in the arcade, and the first game I played was, or the first song I played on that was the theme song from Cowboy Bebop.
Can we please have a rhythm game episode at some point?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Feel the
did
rhythm. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Sure.
I ever send you the video of the guy that beat
Feel the rhyme.
Dark Souls on
Call it up,
the
down,
Donkey
up,
Kong
down, choo, choo, choo.
drums?
Okay. I'm just gonna call it boing boing.
boing, 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 boing. Yeah.
That's only funny.
Yeah, the Dark
if
Souls
you,
thing. A lot of people
watch
do weird stuff like that. I really like that stuff. There's people that do Dark Souls on like Guitar Hero controllers and stuff as well.
Yeah, dance pad.
I want to
Yeah.
see someone beat. I want to see
I wanna
someone
see
beat
them
Dark
use it.
Souls with the Sega fishing controller.
When Crypt of the Necrodancer first launched, I had ordered a dance pad for that game,
But he can't.
and I realized that was a dumb decision, so I sent it back.
You don't want to buy a controller for one game.
Well, and it was not a cheap dance pad. It's like one of the hard metal ones, you know.
Yeah. Well, you want to, if you were gonna use it a lot, you want to get a lot of use out of it.
Well, my problem with the plasticky ones is that they slip around on the carpet.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and then if you fall and you're home alone,
That's why you gotta use rugby.
with the music still
Yeah.
blasting.
We have Ryan and I came up with a scenario a couple weeks ago where like his mom calls him to tell him that she's going out of town, right? But like they don't even live together, so she leaves town and Ryan's in his own apartment. And he puts on the music from Risky Business, and he slides across the floor into his television and falls on the floor, and he's like wincing and screaming in pain, but the music is still playing.
I'm just laying there in my fucking underwear, like screaming. Or my dog licks my face.
Yeah,
Aw, cinnamon wood.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I saw Kaka Riley today.
What?
Kaka Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get my favorite rhythm games are the ones that require those separate apparati.
You know what I really like is theater rhythm. Not theater rhythm. Theater rhythm is really, really good.
I mean, call it what you
I
want.
tried so hard to be good at it, and
Play it on your phone, dude. It's good on your phone. Vose is so good.
Do y'all remember? I think it was for Game Boy and DS when they did the Rock Band, but you had to buy that little
Oh, what
accessory.
was it called?
the little
Unplugged?
keypad.
No, Unplugged
I
was the
hated
PSP
those.
version.
I hated at GameStop putting those in the
was the word
fucking
tour
drawers.
in
They
there?
never fit right.
That, I think that was the DS one.
Yeah.
Rock Band Unplugged was actually when PSP Go came out. That launched with PSP Go, so you got it for free.
Mm-hmm.
That game is so fucking good. I wish they would put that on PS4.
They won't though.
Yeah.
Are there any rhythm games on PS4?
I mean, like, Parappa 2 is on there, and now the remaster of 1 is on there.
Well, I mean like new, like ones that like launched on PS4.
I'm sure there
Like
is.
this
Like,
iteration rather.
I don't know if you'd consider karaoke games to be rhythm-based or not,
Oh, we need to do that.
but SingStar's on there.
I want
and
some SingStar.
they've been doing
Would you
SingStar
wanna
at least
share?
since PS2.
Sure.
I'll kill it.
I would assume that Luminous is the remaster is probably coming to PlayStation.
Sandy, would you get down on some
Guitar
SingStar?
Hero, the latest Guitar Hero.
No.
Was it Guitar Hero Live? That's on PS4.
Yeah. That's the one with the live action audience, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they had that. They used to have that at Best Buy.
Mhm.
Did I see people trying to play that? I was like, oh.
Rock Band, I think, was VR exclusive this time. I believe.
Really?
I'm pretty sure Rock Band was VR exclusive. Oculus, I think.
So everybody's got to be wearing their own fucking thing.
I think it's a one-player thing. I could be wrong.
I feel like that destroys the essence of Rock Band, right?
I don't know. I always like Guitar Hero better, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole thing, the whole draw of Rock Band is you're playing with all your friends. But then that also became the thing about Rock.
Even with like
Guitar
DJ Hero 2, where it's like, well, you can DJ while your friend plays the guitar.
That's so
it's like,
fucking
no,
dumb.
I don't want that.
Well, no, because I remember in DJ Hero 2, like a big focus of the advertisement for that was that you could have two turntables and someone
Right.
else doing singing.
Right. Well, and the guitar as well.
Like, why would you do that?
I think guitar was in DJ Hero 1 as well. But DJ Hero 2, there was a big emphasis on Jay-Z, and he had just done that bullshit with Linkin Park at the time.
Yeah, Collision Course.
So, yeah.
Shut
That's
up
like
when I'm
when
talking
Rock
to you.
Band 3 came out. That's when they brought out the keyboard functionality for it.
Mm.
And I was like, I don't like that. It was becoming
There's a
too
keyboard?
much. Yeah.
I think everybody can agree Guitar Hero 2 is fantastic.
Yeah. That's where I got
I
started.
couldn't say because I've never played it.
It had Thunder Horse by Death Clock.
Sure.
I used to watch Metalocalypse a lot.
Good show.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about how.
Was that ever a video game?
Nah.
I don't
I'm
think
which-
so.
There was the
really
Aqua Teen video
surprising.
game that was really
Yeah.
bad.
Really surprising.
I don't remember that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it came out on PS2.
Yep.
We had it, my friends and I, because we made our band for Rock Band. And the second one is where you could customize the characters with a lot of features. So I made my guy was the old black man who teaches them how to play the blues.
Oh, Mashed Potatoes Johnson.
Mashed Potato Johnson. And I made him look exactly like it. So everyone's got punk bands as this old black man just blowing up the guitar.
They called acoustic guitars grandpa's guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I'm surprised that they never even made a game like on, because I remember like around that time like Adult Swim was doing a lot of browser games on their website.
They did a lot of browser games, yeah, but some really good ones as far as like Flash games go. Some real good ones.
Viva Caligula was really awesome because
Amateur Surgeon.
I'm surprised Amateur Surgeon never came to like
It came to mobile.
like any handheld stuff.
No, man, that was all Trauma
Like-
Center.
Yeah.
Trauma Center had the monopoly on Surgeon games on DS.
Sure.
And we.
And we.
Trauma Center, New Blood.
I just thought of a bad game that we should buy.
What's that?
That History Channel Civil War game.
Do we know that it's bad?
I got to play like 10 minutes of it. It was so I can't really say, but like it looked pretty bad.
Well, seeing as how History Channel shows have become over the past 10 years, I can imagine it's probably pretty bad.
We can buy Duck Dynasty.
Sure.
Hannah Montana is a pretty easy PS3 platinum.
I wouldn't want that. That'd just be a.
Maybe we could get the
that'd be
world
a
record.
Guilty platinum though.
How many Hannah Montana games are there?
Well, I know there was one for PS3, and I know there was one for PSP because there is a Hannah Montana edition PSP.
Yeah, there is. It's
Yeah.
It's actually a really nice
It's
purple
fucking
color.
sweet.
So-
It's
so-
fucking
Here's the
sweet.
question: has Corey gotten those platinums?
I bet you he has.
Uh,
That's how I was before I was
We could
PlayStation. I was 360, and my gamer score was super high. But I was playing games like King Kong or like Terminator Salvation.
Yeah, that's how mine.
or
Yeah.
Doritos games.
The Doritos games are great, and their platinums are not. Or platinums, their gamer score is not easy.
Yeah.
Sneak King.
I have Sneak King.
That Pocket Bike Racers was actually pretty okay.
Sneak King was the best stealth action game of that generation. Like hands down.
Weren't there like? I mean, Conviction was there. You know.
I'm including Conviction in that statement.
Speaking of stealth games, I finally picked up the original Splinter Cell the other day.
Yeah.
So good.
I've never played Splinter Cell.
Where did you buy it?
Game
Like what?
Over.
No, what console? What platform?
Oh, the original Xbox.
Okay, yeah.
For, it was like
I have it on
that-
Steam
that
and like
PS2
still good.
That PS2 port is garbage, but
Yeah.
Splinter Cell 1 is amazing. Especially like I remember when I saw the commercial for that, and I was like, you see him just like fucking dip into the shadows like that? I need that game.
Well, like that, the lighting for that game was like huge.
Shoot all the
Yeah.
lights.
But no, just like the way that light casted was like you'd not seen a game like that before. You
Yeah.
know?
I feel like there are even some games that still don't do it that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should set the world record for Splinter Cell games. Most lights shot out. We'd probably get it.
What the fuck was I playing this week? I was playing something shooting lights out. I can't remember.
What game were you playing with guns in it?
I don't know. I mean, Killer 7, but there's none of that.
I don't know. Were you
Yeah, I
playing?
don't know.
Were you playing that game Root?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, you have, because you watched me play it.
Oh, that game? That game was awful.
Sandy was here for that too, I think.
No, I was on the way over.
Oh yeah.
Because when I got here, that's when you started Ian's Eyes.
I should do a speedrun for Ian's Eyes and Root.
Oh, fucking Darkness. Shooting lights out in Darkness too.
Oh yeah, you need to. You need
Yeah.
to stay in the shadows to make sure your darkness is.
James,
Yo.
magazines.
Nintendo Power #1.
Are you being serious?
No.
Mario 2 on the cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
using claymation and very
And on the
last
last
issue.
one, yeah.
I wish I'd have bought 2 copies and kept that one sealed.
What?
2 copies.
Of the
kept
very
one
last
sealed.
issue.
No, I mean, well, it's because I'm like, how old were you when that came out?
Oh, the last one? It
Yeah,
wasn't that long ago, a few years ago.
No, wait, like the one with the Mario 2 on there.
They
Yeah,
did it on
was
the first and
and
last
the
cover.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
I loved Nintendo Power as a kid. It was one of the few magazines that I had a subscription to. As an adult, I'm like, could you really trust those reviews?
No.
You know?
At the time you could because you didn't know any better.
Sure.
Like official Xbox magazine.
Right. Or
That's-
like Game Informer or whatever.
Hey, let me ask
know?
you something about Game Informer, Tom.
Yeah.
Do you just trust their bad reviews too?
You know, what's funny is I was concerned with Game Informer's reviews,
Mhm.
and then I looked at the review for... What was that Game Trust game? I bought it. I don't know, I bought it.
What?
You
Song
bought it?
of the Deep. It was the first Game Trust game made by Insomniac Games, and it was kind of just an okay game.
Mhm.
And they gave it kind of just an okay score.
I like it.
So I was like, okay.
So what is the?
I like some of the stuff that Game Informer does. Like, I know there was a month where they had, I think 4 or 5 different covers. And if you put them, like, from, like, side to side, it was, like, a bunch of different video game characters.
But every magazine's done that, right?
no.
Like Nintendo Power's done it. GamePro did it, you know.
As like
Well,
a
I like that stuff.
Yeah.
as like a montage, like a collectible long.
Right.
Huh.
The thing with Game Informer is like
I'm not saying it first, but I liked it.
their YouTube content is pretty good. I'm just like, if you are now publishing games and if you have a vested interest in what people are purchasing and influencing what they purchase, it's hard to trust. You know? And with Nintendo, if you publish games and you are reviewing the games that you are publishing and hoping to sell, it's hard to trust, you know? Same thing with official Xbox and all that, right? But, I mean,
So-
I ate that stuff up as a kid, for sure.
So I guess I still don't understand. Do you trust the bad reviews or no?
No.
Okay.
I will say this: Game Informer's cover stories I like a lot because they get access to these games typically a couple of months before any other sites do.
Right.
Even not often, but sometimes before, like an IGN would.
Right.
IGN does a lot of IGN firsts, right? They do it every month. But the Game Informer cover story is always heavily researched at least a month in advance, typically more than that. So like God of War was this last month, right?
Mhm.
And they had the story on God of War like just way before anybody else,
Right.
before anyone else did, and that's impressive. Of course, there's a reason for that. They're giving that magazine away to people with what is it, Power Up rewards?
Yeah.
Power Up
Yeah.
Pro Rewards.
Right.
Silver
And it's
Knuckle.
literally the only place you can get that magazine.
Right. So people going into a place of business that is intended to sell you video games. And
Right.
of course, Santa Monica wants you to see that, right?
Right.
But yeah.
It's funny because there used to be so many video game magazines. I was seeing Barnes and Noble or HEB, and now I see one, and it's been
Well-
the same one there for like a
I
couple
mean,
of months.
it's hard to it's hard to really sustain a physical form of your video game publication in the age of the internet.
Oh yeah, and I know that's what's killed it off.
What's great though is like the retro scene has kind of been thriving. So there are like new retro gaming magazines out
Yeah,
now,
and that's the one that I see.
and like gaming zines are very much taking off recently. If you are into zines at all, but yeah.
Because I remember it was, I think it was official PlayStation magazine. It would give you those demo discs every month.
Mhm.
There's games on there that my sister and we found out how some games were. I think Blasto for the PlayStation when we found out from that.
Yeah. First time I played Pro Skater 4 was from that demo disc. But yeah, we talked about it before we started recording. Tips and Tricks for me was always the best one.
Because of all the tips and tricks in it.
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, I was buying magazines primarily for the cheat codes, and
Right.
Tips and Tricks hands down, had more than anybody else.
Yeah, they had.
The entire back of the magazine was just a glossary of cheat codes.
Well, yeah, because it was like basically what they would do is they would have like every game on a given console. Like if it had cheat codes in it, it was listed there. They did an alphabetical order. They separated it by system.
But what I really liked about Tips and Tricks is that at a point in time when arcades were starting to die, they were giving arcade games the cover story and nobody else was.
Yeah, so it's funny because
Street Fighter versus X-Men was like the cover story of that.
When before Mortal Kombat 4 came out in arcades, they did a story on the. They were like, yeah, we got to try out the beta version of the cabinet.
Right, and you didn't see GamePro doing that.
Yeah.
You obviously wouldn't see like PC Gamer doing that. You
Yeah.
know.
Electronic Gaming Monthly for a while, they had a pretty good arcade section. That's
Sure.
how I found out about.
I mean, I think everyone idolizes EGM, right? Like, I think everybody wanted to do that as a job for a long time.
Yeah.
And those were definitely the two most recognizable, like EGM editors and GamePro editors, even though the GamePro editors all went by like a
Weird
code
alias.
name. I think, everybody really grew attached to those guys early on.
Sushi X.
I remember the game Dingo.
Yeah.
Or Star Dingo or some shit like that. Yeah, I read a lot of Game Informer. I read a lot of GamePro as a kid, and I read it mostly for like I was getting a lot of my reviews that I was reading and like preview information I was getting out of GamePro at the time, and it was mostly because like that was the magazine, just the magazine that I knew. Like I knew about Tips and Tricks, and
Yeah.
I knew about some other magazines, but. When I was in the grocery store, like back when Albertsons was a thing, I'd be in line and there'd be the GamePro magazine, so I picked that up. So that was where I got most of my stuff. And then I kind of got turned on to Game Informer at some point, and I kind of stuck with that for a while. But I never took it. I never came at it from the angle of
Purchasing.
I never came at it from the angle of like of cynicism where. I assumed that.
Why would you at the time?
Like even into my adult years though, like it just never.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, well, like my whole thing was always like, well, they're writing like some of these games are getting 4s and 5s, and
Sure, but they weren't publishing at that point.
Yeah. And then I guess like around the time.
And the 4s and 5s are not what you were seeing like posters and standees for in store.
Sure. I mean, I guess to be fair, I saw a standee for Scarface, and I got an 8.5. So, but then again, I've also heard that's a very decent game. So, yeah, and I don't know. And then it got to the point where I kind of just gravitated more toward like reading shit online.
There was a point in time where I was very much into Mad Magazine.
Yeah, me too.
And GamePro from time to time would do like a spoof issue where it was just like
every year Game Enforcer.
I loved it so much.
That'd be their April Fool's issue.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
In the
It's all just like bullshit games and weird animations and stuff like that.
in the last issue of Game Informer that I got, it actually had the Game Enforcer part in there. It's like 4 pages long.
Yeah. It used to be like at least almost the length of like half an issue.
I'm not talking about Game Informers. I'm talking about Game Pros. Back in the 90s, they were doing this. And I really loved that stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Disney Adventures, even though it was not a gaming magazine, it was mostly just a Disney magazine. They did a lot of gaming stuff in that, and I like that. I like that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Also, like comics that would eventually become very popular, like Bone, started in Disney Adventures. But yeah.
I like how EGM would always have that April Fool's every year in there.
Mm-hmm.
Where the first one was for Street Fighter 2. If you do so many different things, at the end you would fight Ryu and Ken's master Shenlong.
Yeah, so that was like a whole thing. You ever watch Pop Fiction?
No.
So Pop Fiction is all about like it's like MythBusters for gaming, and that was one of the things that they disproved was that. Yeah.
There was that one. There's one where if you do so many different things, you would unlock Sonic and Tails and Smash Brothers Melee.
Yeah.
And the one that got my sister and I fooled was if you went and pre-ordered, I think it was Twilight Princess. When it was coming out, you would get a free copy of Wind Waker remade with Twilight Princess. My sister and I were like running to GameStop. We're like, we want that thing. And they're like,
Well, everybody was so pissed about Wind Waker, Like,
I don't know why.
What was it? What Star Tours? What was it when they revealed When they showed the
Star Tours is a Disneyland Star Wars ride.
When they showed the GameCube, the Legend of Zelda tech demo for GameCube, everyone expected that to be what the next Zelda game would be, and it just looked like a more realistic take on what Ocarina of Time had been.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed, Wind Waker, and people were not happy about Wind Waker.
I wasn't happy when I first saw it. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, people were
But
pissed
then
off about Wind Waker.
As soon as I
They
started
called it
playing
Zelda.
They did call it Zelda, yeah.
But as soon as I started playing it, I was like, oh, this is actually really good.
It's a pretty fantastic little game.
What?
One of the things I that sticks out to me from my days of reading a lot of video game magazines is I'd always see Game Shark ads in there.
Yeah. There used to be, I remember seeing it when I first moved down up to this side of town, because that's when I started collecting them. They would show they'd have a page in there with all the import games, and that's where I saw like they were talking about Pokemon before anyone here knew what Pokemon was.
Yeah. I think that was the real interesting thing about a lot of the magazines was that you would see these games that were coming out in the East way before we got them. And some games, oftentimes, that we just never got.
Yeah.
You know, it was really neat.
What's funny is the issues I've got where the Nintendo 64 is in development for Nintendo Power.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it was like the beta form of Zelda 64, what it initially looked like. It just looks so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I remember that when you said that, it reminded me of seeing Killer Instinct in the arcade, and it was like coming soon on the Ultra 64.
Yeah. Well, what's so funny is like when it was still Ultra 64, and we were seeing a lot of these early either tech demos or concept arts or whatever they might be. Like everything looked like Silicon Valley Space Station. Like everything looked like that.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Well, it's funny too because going through and you could see like games that they were like starting to heavily like advertise.
Yeah.
And then they just vanished because you didn't know, but they just got canceled.
Yeah, sure.
Like there was going to be a Robotech game for the Nintendo 64, Robotech Crystal Dreams, and it looked so cool, and then just poof, gone.
Also, like, and I know you are big into it, just comic books in general. I mean, 9 times out of 10 you were seeing ads for licensed games, but typically it was like, hey, here's Death and Return of Superman or something badass like that, you know? The Punisher game, no, it doesn't. It's a good game. It's a good beat 'em up. If you like Streets of Rage, how could you not like that?
I guess let me rephrase that. I think that game sucks.
But you like Streets of Rage. They're basically the same game.
People can have different opinions.
I guess I could like one game in a genre and not like the other game in a genre.
I was like,
It's not genre. It's like they are near identical.
there's always this ad in comic books that I liked. It was the Ninja Turtles arcade game. It's 3 pictures, and it's just that. And the second picture you see like the ooze, like coming all on it, and then the third picture is like the NES box of it.
I don't remember that. That sounds like a cool ad though. Yeah, I think I saw a lot of games that I wanted to buy were advertised in comic books. Like I remember how bad like every comic book that I bought over a certain period of time would have an ad for Mortal Kombat on home consoles, and I was like, I wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
I wanted it so bad, but you know.
A Heavy Metal magazine, like anything that was even like the slightest bit edgy would be in there, you know, like Narc or whatever, you know. Love that shit.
I've brought it up more than once. The Narc, I guess you'd call it a reboot or remake or whatever.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know existed.
Yeah. I have it. It's like the funny thing about that is when that game launched, it was $20, and that price point isn't funny. What's funny is that they advertise it as friend prices.
Which that's how you advertise things.
Yeah.
What's the friend price?
Friend price is like if I am a distributor of recreational
Drugs.
Sure.
Drug us.
Yeah.
I'd give you a better price than I'd give somebody on the street.
Because you're friends. Friend prices.
Okay.
$12.
$12. Shanae, I know you're a little bit younger, but like anything with magazines?
Not terribly. I think I've told you before, I normally got like my cousin's games.
Yeah.
I had to beg and plead for any games on like birthdays or Christmas or whatever.
I don't know. I saw that one birthday photo of you, and you look like you like made out
Yeah,
like a
you-
bandit.
Yeah.
You
that
cleaned
was
up.
begging for anything Pokemon, and
There was a lot of
I
Pokemon
asked-
shit in that picture.
there was
And
so
some in sync.
there was an NSYNC CD. Thanks, Sissy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's not watching,
She, actually, she has.
but she's not.
Not at the moment, no.
Sure.
Like, nobody's watching.
But yeah, no, I had to beg and plead, and it was so, I really, like, I didn't get, like, video game magazines. I didn't get any magazines.
Yeah.
So it was,
Like,
it
when
was
you go to
normally,
the
like,
store, did you ever see them on the rack and, like, want to buy them, or would you thumb through them?
yeah, no, I played, like, the demos, like, in Walmart,
Yeah.
and, like, just, like, whatever they had there. So, like, what I wanted as a child was all, and even, like, a preteen, was basically what my friends have, what I've seen ads for, and what I've come across. Like, if somebody else has a gaming magazine, I'd read it. But I never had any of it of my own. Like, my parents just didn't give me, like, unless it was, like, birthday or Christmas, I didn't really get, like, presents. Like, it was, I mean, which makes sense, I don't know. I just, like, didn't get, like, things that were, like, unnecessary unless it was those things.
Sure.
So, I had to beg for every single one of those. So, I would play, like, whatever my friends had, whatever I could get, and whatever my cousins gave me because they were done with. So, I didn't really have any need for game magazines because it was either, like a magazine subscription or, like, an actual game.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to choose between the two?
Probably, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, subscription at the time, what was the subscription to for a year for a magazine? Like $20?
Yeah, $20. Yeah.
You
something
know?
like that.
That's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
But
You know, my thing, like, back then had always been, like, you know, reading about games is almost as good as playing them. You know, because if I can't play them, at least I want to read about it. And I didn't have, like, and that's why video game magazines were, like, a big deal to me, because, like, my friends, when I was a kid, were, like, more into sports and doing shit outside, and, like, so I didn't have a lot of friends to talk about video games with. So reading the magazines was, you know, reading magazines was kind of as close as I got to that.
No, since we lived on base, there's, like, everyone lives right next to each other and then goes to school, so, like, most kids I went to school with, I could just walk to their house, because it's 2 blocks over.
Yeah.
So I just go to their house, whatever games they have. It never even, like, came up to me as a concept as a kid to have a video game magazine, or
Yeah.
any. Like, I don't think my parents had any magazine subscriptions.
That's actually how I made my friends here.
yeah.
Magazine subscriptions?
Yeah, yeah, no, it's because that's how, like, well, I went to Sandusky because I just moved up here from living on Kelly. It was like a Catholic school, so I didn't know anyone.
And you'd have your magazines with you.
And so,
You guys
yeah,
wanna
like,
read some magazines?
like the second half of 7th grade, I didn't have any friends. And then 8th grade came, and that's when I met my friend Warren. And we were in advisory class. And I pulled out, because we did a project together in one class, and then we sat together at lunch due to some other guy. And so I pulled out, it was the EGM issue we're talking about, Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, that's a video game magazine. I was like, yeah, you want to read it? And then
You guys would sit shoulder to shoulder.
and then we
reading a
became,
magazine
that's how we
together.
became friends. I just
Right
kept
on, man.
bringing out
I
game
gotta-
magazines.
I got a couple friends in school because of Spyro.
You excited for the new trilogy? Kayla's super psyched.
I like it. I will probably play it at some point.
Yeah.
All of my hype is for Kingdom Hearts. All of it.
What are you gonna do when that game comes and goes?
And then you have to wait 10 more years for another one.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
If they make another one.
Like, how will you fill your life with meaning after Kingdom Hearts 3, is what I'm asking.
I don't know.
James, look at your head.
Oh.
I don't know.
Both sides match now.
I got a wedding
Sure.
I gotta plan, so I guess that'll take up some
Oh
time.
my god. What are you gonna do after that? What are you gonna do after the wedding's over and Kingdom Hearts is over? What are you gonna do?
I don't know if I can kill myself.
There will likely be another Kingdom Hearts after this, but it will be a long time from now.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you think about, like,
We'll be dead by then.
I mean,
the
I
install
could
base of
just play-
consoles is higher than it ever was with previous Kingdom Hearts. This
Yeah.
will probably be the best-selling Kingdom Hearts.
Haley Joel Osment's gonna be an old man still voicing Sora.
Sure.
It'll be old
At least
Sora.
there's fucking 13 Ansems, so I guess there could be 13 Soras in the next game.
What's an Ansem?
It's a character. There's 13 of them.
And they're all named Ansem. That's kind of like
Nope,
Mark
nope,
Lar.
they're all not. They're not all named Ansem. But they're also all named Ansem.
You said they're not all named Ansem, but they're also all named Ansem.
It's a long story, and you would need flow charts and graphs.
I'm alright.
So I did want to bring up one thing about magazines before we call it quits here, but like, it's kind of dumb because we like I've got a printer, I can just print out whatever I want, you know. But the trifold posters, especially for Nintendo Power, like I wish I had saved those, you know.
Yeah, I mean you want the real McCoy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the original is always cooler than the reprint.
Yeah.
Also, get that glossy paper.
I mean, you
can make his own
posters,
paper.
free posters.
Yeah.
So I always hated when I'd be trying to take him out as a kid. It's like, and all of a sudden just rips
Yeah,
like,
fuck it up.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And those staples will get you, man. You gotta perforate it. I
viscerally just brought back. I did every now and then get a J14 magazine.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Just 14s.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah, magazine. And I remember I got one issue that had like my favorite actor at the time, and it was like
Who was that?
Josh Hartnett.
I like Josh Hartnett.
He's not bad.
Y'all seen Wicker Park?
No. But yeah, so like I
You ever see
vividly
40 Days and
remember
40 Nights?
trying. Yes. I vividly remember trying to tear out the poster
Lucky
so I
Number
could,
11.
so I could put it on my wall, and then just ripping it, and it was right on his head.
Sinead, you ever seen 30 Days of Night?
No.
Okay.
Lucky Number 11.
No.
You know,
So where do you know Josh Hartnett
Yeah,
from?
you never seen a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
Faculty?
I don't know where I knew him from, but I know that I
Lockdown?
used to love him.
Sure.
I
Was
remember
he in the
at,
faculty? He was, right?
I
Yeah,
think
sure was.
I think he was just. I thought he was the most handsome man I've ever seen.
He is. He's a handsome man.
He's a
I
very
don't even
handsome
know
man.
if I like. I maybe had seen him in 40 Days and 40 Nights, but
You know what that movie's about, Sinead?
40 Days of Night.
I thought it was 40 Days a Night.
No, Tom's getting movies mixed up.
Am
Yes.
What's 40 Days and 40 Nights?
40 Days and 40
Yeah,
Nights is
because
when he's
he
not
can't
allowed
have-
to have
they
any
can't
sexual
have any
release for
sex.
40 days.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're thinking you mix
30
up with
Days
30
of Night.
Days of Night
The
with
vampires.
with the Draculas in Alaska.
Sure.
No, I just thought it was
Was
real
he in that
handsome.
one?
Yes.
He was in both.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, he was the central character in both.
I think.
Well, there you go. I wasn't wrong.
I'm not.
Yeah.
You're funny, Tom.
Yeah.
You just see Lucky Number 11 though.
And Wicker Park.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Those are some good Josh Hartnett movies.
Okay.
Did you see Sin City?
Yes.
He was in Sin City?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very suave romantic hitman in that movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Because he's a handsome man.
He's an handsome.
Sure.
He's an handsome.
I wish
Oh,
that
there is
they
a
had
lot.
cast
There is a
him
lot
as
of
Yellow
erotic
Bastard.
fiction about Ansem.
That would have been great. Then who would have played Josh Hartnett's part?
In all
I
of
don't
them.
know.
Ugh.
You'll scream, they all scream.
Sure. They all scream for me.
Sure.
They should make another game with Nick Stahl in it. To my recollection, I've only seen his likeness in one game.
Terminator?
Yep.
I wonder if he's been in a
That's an
J14
awesome game, by the way.
magazine.
I've only played Terminator 1 and 2.
Because there are two Terminator 3 video games, and only one of them is good.
They should do a Carnival video game.
Did you ever play the RoboCop versus Terminator?
Yeah, I did. Carnival. What would that game be, Tom?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things that had him in it.
Sure. I can't think of any other movies with him in it.
Well, it's because he disappeared.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he came back, but no one cared.
Yeah.
So. Shanae, but this time next week, we need to have a taiko drum master setup going.
Alright.
So, see if you can make that happen. Dip into your wedding fund to make that happen for us.
No.
Can there be taiko drum master at your wedding?
Yes.
Instead of a dance floor,
Yeah.
just have a bunch of Dance Revolution.
What is the age ratio going to be at your wedding?
There's gonna be a couple kids, but
That's
not
like
many.
most of the guest list.
But not many.
Okay, so I think you should do Tom's idea with it all to the Dance Dance Revolution, and we'll establish the world record at Dance Dance Revolution at your wedding. We'll have the record for the highest score of Dance Dance Revolution at Shanae's wedding.
I'm really bad at that game.
Sure.
at a wedding.
Instead of having a DJ, just have your DJ hero with rock band. At the
No,
same
what I
time.
think you should do actually is instead of having a DJ, have a SingStar. We should all do SingStar all night.
No. Berto's dad wants to DJ so bad.
Oh God.
DJ Dad.
That sounds awful.
Why?
No, here's
Sounds
awful.
bad.
This was a friend from high school, his wedding. The DJ was DJs Are Us.
Cool.
That's a pretty cool name.
And he would put up a song, and then he'd run out on the dance floor and be dancing with the guests.
Sounds like a cool
and then he
DJ.
would run back up there and put up another song. I was like, oh, this guy's terrible.
Just make a
How's
playlist.
that terrible? That sounds fun.
Just make a playlist so you don't have to run back up. Take out some of the work for yourself.
No, you gotta, because the thing about being a DJ is you don't just put on a playlist. You gotta, the next track is dictated by the mood of the crowd.
Obviously, you don't know how DJs work nowadays.
I play DJ Hero too. I know how it works.
Or be my sister's wedding where the DJ just didn't show up.
That's really funny.
They showed up at like the last quarter of the time that was there,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was.
Expecting to get paid?
I don't remember.
I hope,
It was a really.
I hope they didn't put a deposit down.
I don't remember. I
Call your
remember
sister. We need to know these answers.
it was really hot.
He was really hot.
No, it was really hot.
Was
'cause
he handsome hot?
No, because it was an outdoor wedding in the middle of summer, in full black tuxedos, and I was just like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. People that I know here have a thing for outdoor weddings, and I don't get it. But maybe they're cheaper. I don't know. Should I plug something?
So I'm listening to a new Kingdom Hearts podcast.
Sandy.
How
plug
many
something.
fucking Kingdom Hearts podcasts can there be?
I listened to 2. There's more than 2.
What's wrong with people?
How can they all be talking about a different thing?
What's wrong with people?
That's what I guess I just want to learn. Like, if they're all Kingdom Hearts related, how are they all talking about something different?
There's only so many games.
Right?
So, one of them is 2 Kingdom Hearts fans that have both played the games.
Right.
And are
I
very
have to imagine
knowledgeable.
all the podcasts are by people who've played the game, Shanae.
The second one is there's a person who has played the game, somebody who hasn't. And the person who has played the game is explaining the lore to the other person.
I feel like that's
You
one.
told us about that
I
one.
feel like that's
Yes.
one episode.
No. They're going through the games like in 30-minute increments. So yes.
If we had a podcast like that, I would have killed you a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now here's one I found.
If it's a Sandy,
No,
if
it's not Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
What it is, it's some of the people from College Humor,
Okay.
and they go and they'll do reviews about video game books. Sometimes they'll go and they'll actually read it, and they'll.
You mean like novelizations of video game storylines?
Yeah,
Okay.
Or like manga like side-alongs.
yeah. It's
Sad-alongs?
What are they called?
What's that guy? I think
Eight-
Caleb Ross.
The 8-bit book club. That's what it is.
So Caleb Ross, he is a writer, but he also does a YouTube channel, and he's been reviewing every boss fight book, even for like games he hasn't played, just from a writing standpoint. You know, it's pretty interesting.
I'm going through the Witcher books right now. That's fun.
Berto picked up
How
The
are
Witcher 3
those?
again.
I saw him playing it earlier today.
Pretty good. Well, I can't say they are pretty good. The first collection of short stories was pretty good, and this collection of short stories is
What is the first book called? Because it's something like the last
The
or
Last-
the final or something. It's
the-
the first book.
The Last Wish.
Yeah.
And it's named as such because that is a thing that happens in one of the stories.
Sure, just a bad name for a first book, though.
Sure.
But it's the last
Geralt.
wish.
Soul Calibur 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Least exciting crossover character I can think of.
Yeah. They should have put. I feel like Noctis would have been a better fit for Soul Calibur than Tekken.
No. They
Why?
don't need Noctis. They've already got Noctis and Tekken,
That's why I said he would be better in Soul Calibur than Tekken.
but they don't need
Seems
Noctis.
pretty sweet in Tekken.
I mean, he seems pretty sweet, but he seems thematically it makes more sense to me.
Because of the weapons.
Because of the weapons. But then again, Yoshimitsu
Yep.
isn't Tekken, but he's also in Soul Calibur. So.
So.
Tommy, plug something.
You already did.
Yeah. So, Ryan did a video for Procedural Generation on Hotline Miami. And it's interesting, so watch it.
Yeah, it's good.
Dude, that was a dark video. With the music and your tone. I was just like, man.
Well, see, he wanted it to sound like an Undertaker.
The Undertaker?
No, just an Undertaker.
I feel like Undertaker.
Yeah.
I've never actually met an Undertaker.
But you feel like they would love Hotline Miami.
Well, no, but well, maybe. But I also imagine they all talk like this.
Like the hot.
In the show like an Undertaker.
Yeah, no, that's what I want to promote this week, is watch that.
Oh.
Actually, just watch Procedural Generation.
Yeah,
in
it's a
general.
good little series. Hey, by the way, thanks for bringing that up. If you're watching the show, Procedural Generation is a series of videos that we are publishing on our YouTube channel where anybody, any listener, can submit a video, but it'll be a cell phone video or a professionally edited video, anything that you want to do. Talk about a video game or talk about something video game related and send it to us and we'll publish it on the YouTube channel.
This week, James and Abs.
Good
You
shit.
doing 2?
I did 2 last week.
You did?
I did Rez and... What's the
Ryan?
guy's name?
Ryan.
The German guy.
Oh, Andy.
I did Rez and Andy in the same week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I published my own Shanae, so.
But yeah, no, watch it.
It's fun.
It's something for us to stretch our creative muscles a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a mixed bag show, so give it a shot.
Yeah.
Eh.
And you can swear in it if you want. I didn't swear in mine.
But his mom wouldn't approve of it.
Sure. Okay, and anyway, I'm gonna end it like an Undertaker. All right. Thanks again for listening to the Save Continue podcast.